The war in Syria isn't over. On November 2, 2017, Syrian and allied troops advanced into Islamic State-controlled parts of Syria. Marching from the city of Dayr Az Zawr down the Euphrates River toward the Iraqi border, they linked up with Iranian-supported militias and converged on the town of Bukamal, ISIS's last stronghold in Syria. To be clear, designations such as Syrian army and Syrian military are euphemisms. According to Iranian opposition sources, Iran's Islamic Revolutionary Guards Corps pays monthly salaries for no fewer than 250,000 combatants and security personnel in Syria, i.e., the entire military apparatus supposedly fighting for the regime of Syrian President Bashar al-Assad. The IRGC's own commanders make no secret of the fact they oversee 70,000 combatants deployed in the country, including the Iraqi and Lebanese branches of Hezbollah and various militias of Afghan Hazaras, Pakistani Shia and others. Meanwhile, documentation from the Assad regime lists indicates that a further 88,000 native Syrian combatants, foremost various militias of the so-called Local Defense Force and National Defense Force, are under the IRGC's control, too. Unsurprisingly, a contingent of Hezbollah from Lebanon formed the spearhead for the attack on Bukamal. Other groups apparently involved in this operation include the IRGC's Liwa Fatima Ayoun, Harakat an-Nujba and Harakat Hezbollah from Iraq and Liwa al-Quds. The only regime unit that has been identified as being directly involved is the 800th Battalion of the Republican Guards Division, one of 3 regime formations still operating T-72 main battle tanks. At top, one of at least 2 OTR-21 Tochkas-21 Scarab surface missiles fired at Bukamal between November 6 and 12, 2017. Above, a Russian military communication post in the desert west of Dayr Az Zawr. Photo via acig.info. Russian artillery, communications and air power support the Iraqi conglomerate. On October 31 and November 3, 2017, Russian Navy submarines Veliki Novgorod and Kolpino fired Caliber cruise missiles from the Mediterranean Sea, supposedly targeting ISIS in Syria. On November 3, 6 Mozdok-based Tupolev Tu-22M3 bombers carpet-bombed Bukamal. The initial advance on Bukamal and the nearby town of Mayatan proceeded at a high pace, and the Kremlin declared both liberated on November 8 and 9. In fact, the first IRGC assault on Bukamal ended in catastrophe. According to one report, ISIS fighters waited inside tunnels in the heart of the town until Hezbollah and other IRGC proxies marched in. On the evening of November 9, ISIS ambushed the attackers, hitting them with multiple car bombs and causing heavy losses. Over following days, ISIS increased the pressure. On November 12, a car carrying 5 extremists from Chechnya, all wearing Russian military uniforms, attacked Dayr Az Zawr air base. One of them reportedly blew himself at the gate, while others managed to penetrate the perimeter and destroy 3 Aero L-39 Albatross fighter jets. In a similar attack, ISIS managed to blow up the supply depot at the local football stadium and also kill a brigadier general from the regime's Tiger Force in the town of Mayadin. Finally, the extremists claimed to have shot down a helicopter near Award North oil field in the Salohi area. There are reports that a high-ranking IRGC officer was killed during the fighting in Bukamal. Combined losses from all of these battles include up to 15 IRGC, Hezbollah and Russian officers alone, in addition to dozens of non-commissioned officers and other ranks. As should be expected, the IRGC and Russians retaliated. The former by shelling villages east of Bukamal, where hundreds of families that fled the fighting had found temporary refuge. The latter with 36 hours of air and missile strikes on the town and surrounding areas that killed at least 50 civilians.